Episode 347. I've decided we're gonna do this thing after all, this whole side quest chain that I thought I was gonna save until I felt like it would be more relevant. We can do it up to a certain point that I think was released with 4.0, the base Heavensward, or no, the base Stormblood expansion. But at a certain point we'll stop it, and I guess we'll just let it play out after the main Stormblood story. Because at a certain point it was, the rest of the quest line was released with patch 4.2. I think it might have been actually Society quest stuff, 4.2, this quest line. Don't really remember how things connect up, but at least we can finish up the main story that was released with this whole thing. And after that I think we're done in this area. That's right, we are flying now. I guess flying will make this go by faster. Sorry to keep you waiting. Nope, we kept you waiting. I fear the battlefield is no place for a bookworm. If the gods are kind, we'll encounter no further distractions. Now let's begin our search. We'd like to cover more ground if we split up. Hopefully there's still some trace of prisoners left here. Or the prisoners left here. Anyone home? The cloying stench of rotting debris fills your nostrils. You're unable to discern where the odor is coming from. And we probably don't want to find out. Are these footprints recent? Upon closer inspection of the ground, you see footprints. Some of them appear to be fresh. Only some of them, though. It's been about a day since the last episode. I'm still not feeling much better than yesterday with my my throat. And I thought I was fine yesterday. I thought I was fine today too. But as soon as I start recording, things take a sudden turn. Things take a sudden turn. And to mute the mic to cough again. This house is much too clean to have been abandoned for 20 years. Okay, we got something. And we wait. Ah, Komoy, thank goodness. I found someone while inspecting the houses. He seems unwell. Unwell? Unwell? No, definitely not. Certainly not. Yes, we're quite fine. What of you? A little girl dressed in strange clothes. Quite strange, quite strange. Do you mean us or her? Because I'm pretty sure this character is younger than us, maybe. This, Lieutenant whatever her name was. But he's probably talking about us because we're Lalafell, right? No, he is talking about her, I guess. Tala Mulko. What? You have some nerve. Regardless of how I look, I'm a ranking officer of the Order of the Twin Adder, thank you very much. Now who are you? What business do you have here? Who? Yes, who? An excellent question. You are you, but who are we? Yes, we would like to know very much. Very much. You don't remember? Well, is there anything you can remember? Remember. Yes, something about this place. Something familiar. Quite familiar. Komoy, this is only a hunch, mind you, but I suspect he's not from this place. Considering he's Ellison, he's likely a Gridonian, escaped from the Guardians, or perhaps... Could he be one of the missing prisoners? That would certainly explain the Guardian soldiers from before. We need to take him back for questioning. Excuse me, sir, but would you be willing to come back with us? At the very least, it would be more comfortable than these dilapidated houses, and we may be able to help you recover your memory. Memories, sweet memories. Yes, we would like them very much, very much. Alright then, let's return to Castroorians. My browbeating commander will likely wish to meet you. I suppose it can't be helped. And back to the castrum. Easy mission. I think there were maybe like half a dozen missions we had to go through in order to complete this part of the quest line that was released in Stormblood. If they go by this fast, then we'll be on to the next area in no time. Frantic Fellow. What a nice alliteration there. If he really is one of the missing prisoners, this could be the defining moment of my career. Even Sergeant Marshal Brookstone is sure to take notice. Possibly one of the missing prisoners, you say? I expected such wild claims from Lieutenant Mulco, but if you would corroborate her report, perhaps this warrants investigation. Until further notice, you shall stay under the protection of the Eorzean Alliance. Sir, with all due respect, you cannot just... Lieutenant Mulco, get this man a hot meal and a warm bed. When he's had a bit of rest, see what he knows about, or knows of Bittermill and the Guardians. It should not be long before we reach a resolution to all this. Feel free to wait here until she finishes questioning our new detainee. Okay. Is she done yet? I imagine Lieutenant Mulco has finished questioning the detainee by now. Must have been just one question. Who are you? And he doesn't know, that's the answer. Go and see what, if anything, she's learned. What have you learned, Mulco? Oh, Komoy. I've just finished with questioning. Unfortunately, he can recall absolutely nothing of his past. The only thing he's certain of is that he escaped from Guardian captivity. I'm beginning to believe he really is one of the missing prisoners. But where does Bittermill fit into all of this? I fear we reached an impasse. It's not as if we can ask the Guardians what they were doing there. Or perhaps we can. The soldier who escaped us earlier must know something to have been prowling about the area. He's been taken into custody. Come, Mori. We must speak with Sergeant Marshal Brookstone about assembling a search party. No stone can be left unturned. She kind of ran off in that direction, but now she's over here. I guess her character model, like, ran straight off so that she could walk on the path like a normal person or something. But a more normal person would have just, like, gone straight across, probably. Like we did. Who cares? That soldier is the key to finding the missing prisoners. I just know it. You wish to capture the soldier you encountered at Bittermill? Well, you should know I've already dispatched a reconnaissance team after reading Lieutenant Mulco's report. I thought it prudent he'd be apprehended immediately. However, therein lies the rub. We lack the manpower to sufficiently survey the area. In fact, I was just deliberating over who I should call back to make a sweep of Owen's stash. There's no need for that, sir. Komoy and I will go. I realize I'm not the ideal scout to assist in this, but we have to find them. And off she goes. With my men spread so thin, your help is greatly appreciated. Be careful out there at Owen's stash. Owen's stash, is that... Oh, thought it'd be like down over here, but okay. Yeah, this was an Aether Current quest that was unlocked, like, as soon as we came over here, so... The only places that they would send us for this quest chain would be the part of the map that we explored when we first came here, I guess. Owen's stash, huh? On your guard, Komoy. I have a bad feeling about this place. Yeah, it's Owen's stash. Who knows what he stashed here? Something nasty, I'm sure. found him, Kamoy. We really found him. Yeah, that was easy. What are you... Ugh. These wounds. If he's not treated soon, he won't be telling anyone anything. Did we cause those wounds? I don't remember. I like to imagine we caused those wounds. He's like to bleed out if left unattended. Go and tell Serpent Marshal Brookstone we found him, and he needs medical assistance before he can be moved. Please hurry, Komoy. This man needs a healer, and we are not a healer. Not yet, anyway. I'll pick one up eventually. We're just taking it slow, like one job at a time per expansion or something like that. Another easy mission. My men have searched high and low, yet there was no sign of this runaway soldier. Yeah, well, they didn't search low enough. You found him at Owen's stash. Say no more. Attention, this is Brookstone speaking. The subject has been found at Owen's stash. I repeat, the subject has been found at Owen's stash. He is severely wounded and in need of medical attention. Excellent work. Perhaps now we can finally get to the bottom of all this Bittermill business. Yeah, let's do that now. The honest truce. By all rights, my men should be back by now. Go and see if you can find Lieutenant Molko. I want to know what those Guardian dogs are up to. And that's the same. Oh, over here? Okay. Komoy, I'm happy to report we managed to bring him back safely. And not a minute too soon. I plan to speak with him shortly after returning, but the healers won't permit anyone to see him until he's settled and the bleeding stopped. I imagine we won't have to wait very long. Are you sure about that? Would you mind waiting here with me? I'm certain the healers will have him up and walking about soon. I mean, if we were the ones that injured him, then he's probably going to be rough for a while, right? We don't do things half-assed. Having a fun chat? Oh, not fun anymore, the music stopped. It seems he's finally fit to speak. I don't expect you to be grateful, but I'd like to remind you, you likely wouldn't be standing here if we hadn't found you in that cave. Now start talking. What were you doing out there at Bittermill? We were looking for someone, an escapee from one of our facilities. He lost his memory and was otherwise mentally unstable, so we knew he couldn't have gone far. I believe the man you're speaking of is already in our custody. We found him seeking shelter in Bittermill. He claims you captured him, though he cannot recall where. So he returned to Bittermill after all. I guess the past came back to haunt him, even if he can't remember it. I actually don't remember this part too well. I just remember like the overall plot importance of this story, but I'm forgetting what actually happens here concretely. Listen, my superiors are not like to show you any leniency. If you tell me everything you know, I will do all in my power, or all within my power, to see your life is spared. Do we have a deal? I didn't actually realize it was that rough, that the default was that this guy's life was going to be forfeit. Because it sounds like she has to do some work to actually get him off the chopping block. Miss, I may be dressed in their uniform, but you'd be mistaken to believe I owe the Guardians any allegiance. I will gladly tell you. 20 years ago, a group of prisoners was relocated to Bittermill to assist in the Guardians' more unorthodox experiments. They wanted to create a new chemical weapon, one that could surpass Metal Gear, one that would leave buildings untouched while killing any and everyone it came into contact with. Black Rose, I believe it was called. That's horrible. Their intention was to drive back Eorzean forces without wasting any of their own on the front lines. Of course, they wouldn't know if it really worked without willing volunteers. And what better place than a village long since abandoned by its people? Not a single person survived. Their test proving a resounding success, It was only a matter of time before Black Rose would be deployed, or so they thought. To the surprise of many, the project was shut down before Black Rose could ever be used. The order came from the legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and interim leader of the Alamegan province, Gaius van Baelsar. Yeah, his name comes back up. The Black Wolf would not allow the senseless murdering of Eorzea's people. He saw them as future subjects of the Empire to be ruled, not savages to be slaughtered. Yeah, propaganda for Gaius. It's interesting that they're doing this. It's all interesting how they change Gaius' story. Not change it, but like expand on it. From A Realm Reborn to future stuff like this and everything. Just like in retrospect or whatever. Everything was to be destroyed, but the man behind the project would not see his work wasted, and ran off with the last remaining samples of Black Rose. He was promptly apprehended, but he'd already hidden away his work. They used every heinous tool at their disposal to make him talk, yet he would not, or rather could not, tell them where he hid it. The doctor had already gone mad, and couldn't remember a thing. I can only assume one of his experiments went wrong and ruined his mind in the process. And that means the man we found earlier. Aye, that's him. Guillermis, former head of research for the 14th Imperial Legion. Was that right? Guillermis, whatever. My orders were to recapture Guillermis and destroy whatever evidence remained of his work in Bittermill. We failed to find anything, but it's there. You can't kill that many people and leave nothing behind. Glad this guy was willing to talk. I can't believe that incoherent mess of a man was a scientist in service to the Guardians. I think we've heard enough. Thank you for your cooperation. And this guy doesn't have to die now, right? That was the deal? Right? Guys? What do you think, Komoi? A part of me wants to believe it isn't true, but I see no reason why he would lie to us. You mean other than the fact that he might die? There has to be some way to substantiate his story. If the entirety of Bittermill was used for the experiments, there would be no easy feat to do away with the evidence of such a massive operation. No, there would have to be some lingering traces of their work, and if they couldn't dispose of it, their only option would be to bury it. Komoi, we have to go back to Bittermill. Burying chemical waste. Isn't that just how it goes? I think there should be a little more after this that was in 4.0. This quest sign, or the quest name, The Honest Truth, seems like it's got like an air of finality to it. Should be the final one though. Alright, let's split up. There has to be something here, and I'm not leaving until we find it. Gonna mute the mic to cough again while we do the searching. I think we're just looking for one thing this time, in a huge circle. I don't doubt what that man said, but the thought of all those people dying on this very ground is revolting. A part of me hopes we don't find anything. But we'll find something. The quest says so. We found some barren soil. Is that important? There was nothing buried here. No, it's not important. I figured it might be. It was a long cast time though, so I thought it might be. Might be something. What's this guy doing here? Like, what is this guy? He's just kinda standing there. Okay, you see, he's a fake guy. Do we have any more places to inspect? Behind the house. Not behind the house. Up a cliff? Or like behind here? Here we go. It might just be nothing again though. Faster cast time though. There's nothing buried here. Okay. You got me. Even though I already suspected it might just be nothing again. Where on earth? Where on earth? I think I remember this from the main, or from my main character playing this part and getting a little bit stumped with the possible locations it could be in. I should be able to find it quick this time though. Should be. We have flying, we have the foreknowledge of me doing this on my main character even though I don't remember. But I also have the experience of having played this game, like, much more than I did back when I was on my main character on this quest, so I kind of know how the game ticks, I imagine. And I feel like the next sparkly we're going to find is definitely going to be it. There are 2 red herrings right here and right over here. So I think it would have to be somewhere around here in the northern part. Whatever we're looking for. There it is. Your digging reveals a small metal container, though you probably shouldn't touch it. Yeah, I know how the game ticks now. Lieutenant Mulco will want to know what you found. Those red zones, those red circles, they tend to have like a statistical distribution, like normal or something. You can always expect something if there's something in the south part, there's probably something in the north part, usually, almost always. At least I think so. You found something. A metal container? Could it be the missing sample of Black Rose? So he was telling the truth after all. There's no time to be sentimental, nor hasty. Any mishaps in handling that container could prove disastrous. Let's report back to Serpent Marshal Brookstone. A slightly tougher quest than the last ones, just because we had to do some searching. Not really hard though. Just tougher than easy. Medium. Medium for a side quest, as far as side quests go, I guess. I could have just teleported over here, save some time. We'll do that next time. Lieutenant Mulco reporting, sir. We've discovered the identity of the man the man we thought to be one of the missing prisoners. His name is Grillarmis, former chief of research for the 14th Imperial Legion, who oversaw the manufacturing of a chemical weapon known as Black Rose. After a thorough survey of Bittermel, we've discovered what we believe to be a sample of this weapon. We'd like to request assistance in retrieving it. Do we have like the explosive ordnance disposal team on call? Or whatever is equivalent for disposing of poison? Attention, this is Brookstone. A container we believe to contain a Gaulian chemical weapon has been discovered at Bittermel. I need you to get out there and retrieve it immediately. Convoy's not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. She has a history with poison. As for the missing prisoners, they were used as test subjects for Black Rose. There are no survivors. Sir, I don't believe we should allow the risk of such a weapon falling into the wrong hands. I agree, Lieutenant. After the weapon has been safely moved to a secure location, rest assured we will see to its disposal. As for Grillarmis, his fate resides with the Council. Considering the weight of his crimes, his punishment will be quite severe. I almost pity the man, but memories are no. His crimes cannot be excused. It's like a touchy subject, doing this to a person I can't remember. Lieutenant Molko, Komoy, you've done well today, but I'm sure you're both quite tired. Go and rest, you've earned it. Actually, I think I'll be heading back to Gridania to write up a report. The events of Bittermill need to be recorded, that we might prevent such atrocities from happening again. I wish I could accompany you a while longer, but I'm sure the Great Griffin's bane is needed elsewhere. Thank you again for your help, or for all of your help. I look forward to adding your feats of daring to our records someday. Was that actually the last quest? The Honest Truth? It seems like it. I thought there was one more. Or at least, like, I remember a different name. But we can't take on any more quests here. So I guess I just remembered wrong. Oh no, there we go. This was... Yes, this would be... Let's do that now. That is the name that I was thinking of, and this should be like the last quest that we do in this quest chain. And the fact that it's here means... It's actually an intersection quest like we've done before. Oh, what fortuitous timing. I would ask a favor of you. I spoke again with Severa regarding the death of Mott, and heard a disturbing rumor as to why the beasts of Virjala ran amok on that fateful day. Wow, so this syncs up with that. I did not remember. They believe the Kalyana were behind it. It's hard to believe such a reclusive tribe would do such a thing, but I would be foolish to doubt the word of the Vera. We must be certain, which is why I ask you to seek the truth at the heart of this matter. Perhaps it is mere coincidence, but the Kalyana have been acting strange of late, leaving their borders to venture into East End. An ill wind blows across the fringes. Please, you must find out what they are up to. The Kalyana have always been content to remain within their borders. What could they be up to? Over that way, of course. We're gonna have to fill out the map at some point. Let's actually do that now. Well, this part of the map, and we'll do this part later. Little fly-by tour, I guess. Not bad. Very purple. What's this? Place you can stand on up here? I guess so. I think that's all there is to see here. I guess there's this thing. Just like a mill or something. What is a Fletcher's cabin? Or what is a Fletcher in the first place? Well, we're not finding out today. Oh, we got this now. When did we get this? I guess just now, huh? Despair. I am not going to worry about how this works yet. But it deals damage with potency and grants Astral Fire 3, but only under Astral Fire, which makes sense. And it costs all the MP we have, 10,000. It's like the alternate to this. How is that different again? Actually, I set them up on my hotbar so that I would know what to do when I actually got the skills, and I don't remember. This is like in the same button input as this, technically, right on the D-pad, just like a different shoulder being held, or a different pair of shoulders, or both shoulders rather than one shoulder. But for the life of me, I can't recall what this was supposed to be, how this fits into our rotation. I guess we're not finding out today. Okay, we're here now. Actually, let's try it. Never mind, only astral fire. So what'd that do? Despair. Couldn't exactly pay attention and find out what it did. Griffin's Bane. Oh, thank goodness you arrived. Twice now you've saved me from certain doom. After completing my reports in Gridania, I thought it prudent to return and learn more about the history of this region. I was especially interested in this tree they call the Resplendent One. It is revered as a source of great spiritual energy. I was told this was a place of beauty before the Guardians arrived. Yet an air of gloom hangs over the place now. Yeah, we kinda noticed. I plan to investigate the degradation of the area, starting with this tree, when I was assaulted by the Kaliana. But what brings you here? You suspect they've been driving the beasts of Virjala into a frenzy? Perhaps it's related to their string of behavior of late. At any rate, we should have a look around. There has to be a reason why they came all this way. If the fates are kind, they'll have left us a clue. And the mic goes muted to clear my throat again. I'm sorry, what? The recipient one? Strange fumes are emanating from the roots of this tree. Is the recipient one the tree? Is that its name? Just clearing my throat again. Okay. Did you find anything? I recognize these markings. This is a container of black rose. 12 help us if any more samples yet remain. Yeah, they seem to be all over the place. You don't suppose the Kaliana hid this here, did you? What could they possibly want with it? Oh, speak of the snake. Komoy, are you unharmed? There he is. Don't look so surprised. Shooting a few arrows isn't that difficult, even for me. But that's not important. I come bearing news from Moral's Nun. He went to meet with Zavira to offer them thanks for taking me in after my father's disappearance. It was there that he learned the awful truth about the incident that claimed his life. Kaliana used a strange fruit to drive the beasts of Virjala mad. The stampede was meant to drive out the tribe, so they could claim our lands as their own. A strange fruit. Of course. The recipient one. Okay, are you going to explain that name to us? This is only a theory, mind you. But if the contents of that container leaked into the soil, it may have had adverse effects on the plant life here. It would certainly explain the condition of this tree. Now that the Guardians no longer move freely through these woods, the Kalianas likely saw this as a chance to harvest the fruit and finish what they started. It's a plan that reeks of their people never wanting to sully their own hands. Thanks to you two, we can ensure it won't come to fruition. I I'd love nothing more than to avenge my father here and now, but I know that's not what he'd want. I'll take her back to the Peering Stones. Roz will know what to do with her. I better go and contact Serpent Marshal Brookstone. We need to get men out here and dispose of that container. Thank you again for all your help, Komori. I hope our next meeting is under better circumstances. I think that one was just going to be short and sweet like that. There might not be any more steps there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the intersection quests for these expansions, I guess well, they exist, but they're not very long. I guess they get more involved later, as an incentive for players to do like normal side mission stuff outside of the main story. Because the game has good cutscenes in those sometimes, and other things, I guess. Is that our landmark, those two? Okay, I guess it is, yeah. If we fly towards those, we'll be right next to the Aetherite. Speaking of Aetherite, I did forget again to just teleport to the Aetherite. But we are flying now, so we should enjoy the flight. And speaking of, let's try to fill out the rest of this. And in this corner we have a random ass corner filled with gobby bandits, I think. Were these gobbies? Were they even bandits? I guess not. I seem to remember something like that. Actually, I say that. I can't really remember anymore. That doesn't seem right in my head. I must be conflating things with like different parts of the game. Now, what would the gobbies be doing here in here anyway? They wouldn't. Right? Maybe I'm thinking of Kikarin. I don't know. More snake territory. This one's a bit different from the other one. Or actually it is the same one, it's just the other entrance that we didn't see before. And one last location for our big boost in experience right over here. Right over here. Weirdly off the map. Guess we just gotta fly by. Weird location here, but I guess we got the experience. Yeah, very weird. Just made you fly to get that one. Okay, yeah, let's teleport back. Actually do it this time. And I think with this, we should be done with everything that I want to do before we leave the area. Welcome back, my friend. Tell me, what did you find at East End? The Precipient one. Was that what it was called? The... Precipient? Did I say that, or did I say, like, something else? Are there two different words, like precipient and percipient? Or am I thinking of the same thing here? Whatever. We don't know what it is, but we found it. My word. So what the viewer told me was true. I never thought it a concern that the Kaliana should seclude themselves. They always seemed so peaceful. Their carelessness nearly brought about the end of the M tribe. Well, we will not make that mistake again. I will deal with the Kaliana you've captured after they tell us all they know. I'm honestly surprised to see Mizatia chose to seek my counsel, rather than deal with them himself. There's hope for him yet. Again we find ourselves in your debt. I foresee great things ahead for the M-Tribe, and I'm certain you... and I'm certain you... comma... No, there's no comma there. My eyes are going cross. I don't know. And I'm certain you have helped us, helped us... Jeez. So much trouble reading recently. And I'm certain you have helped set us on the path to lasting prosperity. I think my mind just wants to fill the rest of the sentence, with what I expect it to be. And then when I get it wrong, it just trips up immensely. Okay. We do have more now, but this is 4.2, I think. The last one we just did was the last 4.0 quest, which was like intersection stuff. And I'm pretty sure this is society stuff, so we'll come back for that later. For now, it is actually perfect weather to get an introductory cutscene to this next place, if we get there before the sun sets. No wait, we're not going to get an introductory cutscene because it's just the peaks again, that's right. Oh well. We can at least try to like take a screenshot for ourselves or set up a camera so we can do that. Before the light runs out. Scions, a pleasure to have you with us again. You'll be happy to hear we've taken Aligiri, and have already begun fortifying it as our new base of operations in the peaks. Give a shout to the lads as you pass, eh? My mind ending sentences before they actually end. It's rough. It's rough right now. I would blame the sickness, but I don't actually feel sick. It's just my throat convulsing every once in a while. Oh, we are getting this. Perfect.
I remember how they laughed. Alliance and Resistance soldiers, eager for battle, trading jokes as we marched east towards the peaks. Beyond this last line of defenses lay the locks and the city. Breaching it would be no small feat. But we beat the Imperials back, just like that. And we liberated a village, the first of many.
Yeah, I suppose as Lee so eloquently put it, it's just well, summarizing what she said, it is basically just another roadblock before we reach our main destination, the city of Alamigo itself. Just like last time we gotta go through half of an area just to continue on our journey, our forward march. Looks great though, from this high up. Though it's still feeling very sore, I'm gonna linger here on this shot of the landscape while I take another drink. Okay, why only when I start recording, seriously? Very strange. I'm fine the entire workday. My village, the one we visited with Mefred, is far to the north. There's no easy way to get to it from here, though, unless you can fly. Right over there, yeah. Through the pass and onward to the southeast, was it? The Imperials sure do like their towers, don't they? I'll say. As you can see, this part of the peaks is much higher than the northern reaches. Hence why the Imperials built Specula Imperators where they did. See those three towers to the east? That's her. Sits right on the edge of a cliff. So attacking from the north is a fool's errand. From the south, on the other hand, she's no different from any other Imperial installation. You see now why Veladino is so important, eh? Right then. Come along. They're waiting for us in Aligiri. Oh, that thing. I guess we'll get the story on that thing. Eventually. right over there. I guess we do it now, or wait. Can we jump that? Like, without... Not really. Yeah, this part of the map is like, it's no-go. You're not allowed to jump over it because there's no playable space down there. Just in time for the sun to set. Okay, far away. It's nice that they actually like captured a city on their own while we were quote-unquote resting on our laurels or whatever. Oh no. Okay, the capture seems to be back. I've only ever had this problem with the Nintendo Switch. Wonder why this happened just now. Maybe I was just like randomly unlucky with the Switch and there's always a chance for the capture to cut out like that. But we are back without having to like unplug and plug things back in, so I guess it was okay. We'll save the map exploring stuff for later, after we get flying. For the most part, we can like poke our heads into anything that looks interesting if we want to. But for now, the most interesting thing is to head into the city and do the main story. Come on. It's always the last guy right next to all the NPCs. Okay, but it did know better. Alagiri was once a hub of trade and commerce, as I recall, hence the need for a large central square. Alagiri is famous for that giant crystal. Some say Walger himself put it there. This settlement is remarkably intact. I see little evidence of fighting. Basic sentences tripping me up. That's how you know I'm out of it. Here we are, the new base of operations for the Alliance and the Resistance. Ah, there you are. Greetings, General. I see you have been quite busy in our absence. Less than you may imagine. The Imperials flooded our coming, and we took the village without a fight. Okay. I guess they did things on their own, but it's not very impressive. Your timing is impeccable. We were about to discuss our strategy to seize Specula Imperatoris. Though we are fresh from the road, we should be glad to attend. Speak for yourself. I need to, like, stay at a hotel, get, like, the continental breakfast and everything. Even though I don't personally like the continental breakfast myself, I know there are some people that are crazy about that sort of thing. To me, it's just always been like, I don't know, kind of bland. Maybe I'm just getting the wrong continental breakfasts. Breakfast, whatever. Anyway. Good. Take a moment to gather yourselves, and join us when you are ready. Is there going to be breakfast? Anyone? Breakfast? No? Okay. Rather cowardly of them. Uncharacteristically so. Yeah, sounds too good to be true. I don't know why the Imperials would abandon Alagiri without a fight, but I'm glad they did. So that's why the village was unharmed. Well, you heard the famed general. Looks like we've got a meeting to attend. Jeez, so sore my throat. Hasn't been a problem this bad in a while. The more I talk, the worse it gets. I'm probably gonna have to lie down after this. I was hoping to record more today, but it's just like that today. I don't know. Oh. Very, very scary chocobo. Oh, and they've got the usual guys here. They've, relocated like they said. On behalf of the Elder Seats here, I thank you for your swift and decisive action against the Primal Menace. We are not unaware of the danger it posed to our fair nation. The Imperials underestimated us once, and they paid dearly for it. They may not be so easily deceived next time, but if we cannot fool them, we will simply have to break them. Not you. Everything appears to be in order. Very good, very good. That everyone, then let us begin. Alighieri is ours, and for mercy we took it without losing a single man. But we dare not grow complacent. Specular Imperators will not be so easily won. If I may, General, should we not pause to consider the Imperials' motivations? For Xenos to surrender a fortified settlement of strategic importance, without so much as firing a single shot is inexplicable. We searched the village and found no traps or other signs of sabotage. Suspicious though it may be, I will not refuse this gift from our enemy. The path to Al Amigo is through the east, through Specular Imperators, and Castro Bravania. It bears repeating, however, that the latter is home to a massive cannon with unparalleled range and destructive power. Which means that we will need to strike Specular Imperators quickly, both to limit her ability to locate our forces in the field, and to utilize the installation as a shield against attack, as they would doubtless not risk damaging the towers. I see. Then we have no choice but to accept what we have been given. Aye, that's the way of it. I have no doubt that Xenos has got something planned, but we'll just have to deal with it when the time comes. To the assault then. The main host will commence a direct assault on Specular Imperators. During this time, I would hold the Scions in reserve at Alighieri to deal with any Imperial forces that may be dispatched in response. Understood. Wait a minute, we should be fighting with you in the resistance. I understand you don't want to rely too much on Komoy after what he's been through, but at least let the rest of us do our part. If she wants to fight, I say let her fight. Don't do anything too reckless, alright? Yeah, let her fight. Thanks, I knew you would understand. Mayhap it would be best if I accompanied you. I say you can stay with Komoy. Oh, go if you must. The two of us can take care of ourselves. I guess it's Alfino's turn to be Popolino. He's kinda dressed like it anyway. Got the right personality too, sort of. You have your orders. Dismissed. Did they have chairs in the other base? I don't think they did. Major upgrade. Meanwhile, Deep was in an Imperial research facility. Didn't actually think we'd be getting this right now.
My head.
Let us see. So, she lives. Impressive. Or merely lucky, though that too may prove a useful trait.
My lord, what have you done to me? Though we Guardians are intellectually and physiologically superior in almost all respects, we lack the hereditary traits required for the reliable manipulation of ether, hence our unique inability to wield magics.
Yeah, the first part of your sentence doesn't sound like it matches the second part of the sentence. Physiologically superior, yeah.
This deficiency, for want of a better word, saw us subjected to decades of oppression by the lesser races, and we were eventually driven to seek shelter in the cold northern reaches of Ilsabad.
Oppression by the lesser races. Wow. There's so much with this guy.
Fortunately, said region was replete with vast deposits of ceruleum, which proved instrumental in the development of Magitech, a revolutionary technology conceived to compensate for our disadvantage. It was with Magitech that we grew strong, that our nation became an empire. Yet, ultimately, this was an extrinsic solution to an intrinsic problem. What I wanted was not a crude device to be used in lieu of magic. Through modification of the Garlean genome, I argued that it might be possible to enhance a subject's ability to manipulate ether, effectively empowering them to wield magics. Alas, my theories were met with consternation in the Imperial Court. Only Lord Xenos, with commendable foresight and wisdom, deigned to support my research.
Didn't actually realize I would scroll on to the second thing here.
You gave me this treatment, but I'm not Garlean.
Alamegan, through and through. What you have been granted is far greater than mere magic. Before that lesser light, it is as a second sun.
I am informed that Alagiria was recently occupied by the Resistance, and that an attack on Specular Imperatoris is considered imminent. This could provide an ideal opportunity to test her performance in the field.
Your skulls, was it? They have joined the garrison at the Watchtower?
Skulls. Genetic modification. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear. I can't believe it. We're doing like Metal Gear this episode. I mean, there's like a few things that overlap. Very, very loosely, I know, but it's just kind of funny to me to think about them.
Yes, my lord. By your leave, I would rendezvous with them and lead a counterattack against the insurgents.
No. Even were you to leave now, you would not arrive in time. There is another duty I would entrust to you.
Good old Anchored.
Found you.
Okay, well I'd say that cutscene came in clutch, like right at the very end of the episode. Just in time for it, or just enough time for us to just about reach the hour, I think. More or less. Probably after we're done talking to Alice, we'll be right on time. So full of fire and ego, weren't they? Well, I wouldn't worry too much. They're strong and they have each other. At least he spared me the trouble of having to speak up. I wasn't about to let Lise go alone. Okay. Well, I guess we'll continue with Alice doing whatever it is we have to do here. I guess we're just kind of chilling for a while the others do fighting. Well, we'll talk to Alice in the next episode. But for this episode, we can end it by having Komor just sit in the middle of the plaza and stare at the huge spinning aetherite. Look at it go, it's so big and spinny. Now would be a good time to take a break.